Alright, so in this video we're going to look at cubic meters and how to set a depth, which is ultimately what sets this cubic meter takeoff apart from your square meter ones, as well as how to deal with multiple depths if that's something that you have to look into. So we're doing this example for earthworks, and we're going to say change the units to M3 for cubic meters. That's what will trigger the takeoff to go into cubic meters when you draw it. And you'll get in here and you'll probably realize that it looks very much the same as square meters. The one big exception is that you're requested for a depth before you start drawing. In fact, a big mistake, or a common mistake for first timers, is they fly into this and they don't look at this and they draw shapes that have zero depth, and ultimately they're all zero. So just be aware that with cubic meters you absolutely need a depth, or else a shape with zero depth is just zero. Now I'm doing this example for an instance where I just want to take 100 mil off the top of a site. So mine's going to be a little rough. If you had excavation plans, yours would be much more precise. But literally what I'm doing is going around the perimeter with a bit of a boundary around it, a bit of a buffer around the house, and working out roughly how many cubic meters of soil that is. So at its simplest example, that's how it would work. If you were to go to the next kind of step of it and deal with multiple depths, it's going to be much like other takeoffs that you've done, where you can, for example, go, hey, this portion we need to take it out at 100 mil, and we'll go step up to 150. And you're able to step it up as you need to. We would most commonly actually see this with different concrete depths. So that would be where there's say waffle slabs and you have trenches as well as the slab that sits on the top. But really, just for example's sake, to show that you can change the depth, this is what we're going to do, and that illustrates how you can have different depths across your drawing. And as with all of the takeoffs, they all add to the top right regardless of the depths, regardless of the shapes and how you've drawn them. Perfect. I'm going to hit accept and save, and just add one final point, that for something specific to earthworks, it's not uncommon at all for people to go into the calculator and go, hey, this number times 1.5, or basically add a factor to it for bulk up when it comes out of the ground. Very common, and it's worth a mention that this can be done through the calculator. We also see people add just high percentages of wastage. Very much personal preference as to which way works better for you. Great, so that's how cubic meters are done in Buildxact.